Ladies and gentlemen, time is something we all have, but we often take it for granted. It doesn't matter how rich, how powerful, or how successful you are, time is the one thing you can't buy. It's finite. Once a minute, hour, day is gone, it's gone forever. Think about it, how many of us truly realize how precious time is until we look back and see how much of it we've wasted? Every second that ticks by is an opportunity that will never come back. And yet, too many people live their lives as if there's an endless supply of time, as if it will just keep coming without any consequence. Every single moment holds potential. It holds the potential to create, to change, to grow, and to move closer to your dreams. But that only happens when you recognize the value of time and treat it accordingly. If you waste your time, you're not just losing minutes or hours, you're losing pieces of your future, pieces of your success. And the sad truth is, you don't always get to choose when those moments slip away. Once they're gone, and you can't get them back. People often say things like, I'll start tomorrow, I'll get to it later, but the reality is, tomorrow isn't promised. And later often becomes never. Every excuse we make is a delay. And that delay costs us something. Usually it costs us the chance to be where we want to be or achieve what we're capable of. Time waits for no one. You don't have the luxury of thinking that you can waste today and pick up where you left off next week. Time doesn't work that way. You're either using it or losing it. The question is, how are you using it? Are you investing your time in the things that matter, in your goals and your growth? Or are you letting distractions, doubts, and procrastination steal the time that could be spent creating your future? The choice is yours. But one thing is certain, once time passes, it's gone. And you'll never get it back. Knowing your purpose is the foundation upon which everything in life is built. It's not just about waking up every day and going through the motions, it's about having a clear sense of why you're doing what you're doing. When you know your purpose, every step you take is intentional, and every action carries meaning. You don't just react to life, you engage with it. You move with purpose. And that direction gives you a sense of fulfillment that's unmatched. Without purpose, you're adrift. You might find yourself going from one day to the next, always busy but never really getting anywhere. You might achieve small things here and there, but they won't feel significant because they weren't aligned with a bigger vision. Your purpose is your North Star. It's the thing that guides you when things get tough, the thing that pulls you forward when you feel like giving up. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning, not just because you have obligations, but because you're driven by something greater than yourself. Too many people live without a sense of purpose, and they wonder why they feel unfulfilled or stuck. It's easy to let life take you wherever it wants, especially with all the distractions and pressures around us. But when you take the time to discover your purpose, when you align your actions with that purpose, you unlock a power inside you that is unshakable. Your purpose gives you clarity. It makes decision-making easier because you know exactly what's in alignment with your goals and what's not. It helps you to say no to the things that don't serve your vision, no matter how tempting they may seem. The journey to discovering your purpose isn't always easy. It takes introspection, it takes time, and it requires a willingness to ask yourself tough questions. But once you find it, once you truly know why you're here and what you're meant to do, everything in your life starts to take on a new meaning. You stop wandering, and you start living with intention. In today's world, the noise is everywhere. We're constantly bombarded with opinions, judgments, expectations, and distractions from every angle. Social media, news outlets, the people around us, they all have something to say, something to add to the already overwhelming mix of voices in our lives. And for many, that noise becomes the background track to their lives. It fills their minds and their days, pulling their attention away from what truly matters. The challenge is that most people get lost in the noise, letting it dictate how they think, how they feel, and even how they act. We begin to internalize the messages we hear, even if they don't align with our own values or aspirations. The pressure to fit in, to keep up with trends, to satisfy other people's expectations can be suffocating. And before long, we lose sight of our own goals and desires, caught in a whirlwind of outside influences. But here's the truth: you don't have to listen to everything. You don't have to give space to every opinion, every criticism, every negative comment, or every distraction. In fact, the most successful, fulfilled, and impactful people are the ones who learn to silence the noise and focus on what truly matters. They tune out the opinions of others, the fears, and the distractions that have no place in their lives. They guard their peace fiercely and protect their mental space. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or advice from people you trust, but it does mean learning to distinguish between what's constructive and what's just noise. The noise is often loudest when you're on the verge of making progress or stepping into something bigger. It's designed to make you doubt yourself, to pull you off course, to make you question your abilities. And if you're not careful, it can derail your dreams before you even have a chance to start. In order to truly focus on your own path, you have to quiet the distractions. That might mean taking a break from social media, limiting the influence of certain people, or even taking a step back from the constant stream of information around you. The less you listen to everything and everyone, the more clearly you can hear your own inner voice, the one that knows what's best for you, that understands your dreams and goals. And when you're able to truly hear yourself, you can move forward with confidence, unhindered by the opinions and distractions that once held you back. Investing in yourself is the most valuable decision you can make. It's easy to think that success comes from external factors, connections, luck, or circumstances. But in reality, the key to long-term growth and fulfillment lies in continuously improving yourself. Personal development isn't just about reading books or attending seminars. It's about making a daily commitment to learning, evolving, and pushing your limits. Every hour you spend investing in yourself is an hour that compounds over time, shaping who you are, what you're capable of becoming. People overlook the importance of self-growth because they're so focused on achieving external goals, getting the promotion, buying the house, or hitting financial targets. While those things are important, they're not sustainable if you're not evolving on the inside. If you're not growing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, all of those external achievements will feel hollow. Real success comes when you continuously build on the foundation of who you are. And the best way to build that foundation is by investing in your own growth. Self-growth is a lifelong process. It's not something you do once and check off your list. It's about making a choice every single day to be better than you were yesterday. That could mean developing new skills, expanding your knowledge, strengthening your mindset, or learning how to handle adversity. It could mean getting outside your comfort zone, doing things you've never done, and challenging yourself to grow beyond what you thought was possible. The key is to never stop growing, because growth is the only way to unlock your true potential. Investing in yourself is also about taking care of your health, physical, mental, and emotional. Without good health, all the success in the world doesn't matter. You need to prioritize self-care and make sure you're nourishing your body and mind. It's also about fostering a mindset that values resilience and grit. Life won't always go according to plan, but when you've invested in yourself, you've built the strength to push through challenges and setbacks. The more you invest in yourself, the more you develop the confidence to pursue your dreams and the resilience to overcome obstacles. It's an investment that pays the highest dividends because when you grow, everything around you starts to change for the better. And as you continue to evolve, you'll discover that your greatest asset is not what you have or what you do, but who you become. Comparing yourself to others is one of the quickest ways to lose focus, lose confidence, and derail your progress. It's natural to look at other people and wonder how they've achieved certain things or how they seem to have it all together. But the reality is, every person's journey is different, and comparing yourself to someone else is like comparing apples to oranges. We are all walking our own path, and what works for one person may not work for you. In fact, comparing yourself to others can often be a trap that keeps you from recognizing and appreciating your own unique strengths, talents, and achievements. The problem with comparison is that it often leads to self-doubt. You might find yourself questioning your worth or feeling inadequate because you're measuring your progress against someone else's. But the truth is, You don't know their struggles, their sacrifices, or the years of effort they put into getting where they are. You don't see the behind-the-scenes work, the failures, the late nights, and the setbacks they faced. When you compare yourself to someone else, you're not seeing the full picture, and you're missing out on the focus you need to build your own success. Every person has their own timeline. What's happening in someone else's life right now doesn't mean you're falling behind. We live in a world where social media often paints a picture of perfection, but that's not the reality. Most people are only showing the highlights, the wins and the success stories, but they're not showing the hard work, the struggles, or the failures. Comparing yourself to a curated version of someone else's life isn't helpful. It's actually harmful because it distracts you from your own goals and your own progress. Instead of comparing, focus on your own growth. Look at where you were yesterday, last month, or last year, and see how far you've come. Celebrate your wins, even if they seem small, because they are part of your journey. Trust that your path is unique to you, and it's unfolding in its own time. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you a little better, a little stronger, a little wiser? That's progress, that's growth. The more you focus on your own journey, the less you'll be tempted to look around and measure your worth by someone else's standards. When you stop comparing, you open yourself up to the possibility of true self-acceptance. You can fully embrace your own unique gifts and potential, and you'll find that the only competition that matters is the competition with your own past self. The only race you're running is the one against time to become the best version of yourself. Motivation is powerful, no doubt. It's that spark, that initial burst of energy that pushes you to start something new or to pursue a goal with excitement. But here's the truth: motivation fades. It's not always there when you need it most. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, ready to take on the world. Other days you feel tired, uninspired, or simply not in the mood to work on your goals. And that's where discipline steps in. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's the quiet strength that drives you to take action even when you don't feel like it. Motivation might get you started, but it's discipline that sees you through to the end. Without discipline, you're relying on the fickle nature of motivation to get things done. But when you make discipline a habit, you stop needing motivation to push you forward. You build a kind of routine and mindset that makes progress inevitable, regardless of how you feel on any given day. Discipline isn't about willpower alone. It's about building systems and routines that support your goals. It's about making a decision, day after day, to show up and do the work, even when the initial excitement is worn off. Whether it's sticking to your fitness routine, committing to your studies, or working on your business, discipline is what gets you through the tough moments, the moments when motivation has vanished. It's about creating the habit of working even when it's uncomfortable, when the reward seems distant, or when the task at hand feels overwhelming. Building discipline requires consistency and a willingness to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. It's easy to feel disheartened when progress is slow or when setbacks occur, but discipline teaches you to keep pushing forward. It's the long game, the knowledge that your efforts, no matter how small they seem today, are adding up to something much bigger in the future. When you choose discipline over motivation, you take control of your actions. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or for the right feeling to show up. You take responsibility for your own success, knowing that consistency, effort, and determination will always carry you further than relying on fleeting bursts of inspiration. Discipline turns the impossible into the inevitable because it's the daily commitment to showing up no matter what. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the perfect time to act. They think that they need to have everything lined up, that they need to have all the details figured out, or that the stars need to align before they can make a move. The reality is there will never be a perfect moment. If you keep waiting for the right time, you'll find that it never comes. And in the meantime, opportunities will pass you by. The secret to success is simple: act now. Don't wait. Don't put it off. The best time to take action is always now. The truth is, the perfect time is a myth. No matter what goal or dream you have, there will always be obstacles, challenges, and uncertainties. There will always be reasons to hold back. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones don't let those reasons stop them. They make the decision to act in spite of the uncertainty. They understand that waiting doesn't bring them any closer to their goals, but action does. Waiting for the perfect moment only allows fear and doubt to take hold. It's easy to convince yourself that you're not ready, that you don't have enough knowledge, or that you'll fail. But none of that matters as much as simply starting. Once you take that first step, momentum begins to build. You learn along the way, you adapt, and you improve as you go. The best way to overcome fear is to act, because action creates confidence. The more you act, the less you fear. Every day you wait is another day of potential wasted. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and the longer you delay, the further you move away from your goals. The world doesn't stop to accommodate your hesitation. If you want to see change, if you want to achieve something, you need to take action now. That means starting small if you have to, but starting nonetheless. Take one step today and then another tomorrow. The key is to start moving, even if the path isn't perfectly clear yet. Procrastination is often disguised as planning, but if you're constantly waiting for the perfect plan, you're just stalling. Success is built on a foundation of action, not preparation. You don't need to have everything figured out. What you need is the courage to take the first step, and then trust that everything else will fall into place as you go.